Good, sir. Oh, Brittany.
Oh, you disappeared. You disappeared.
Is it, sir?
You disappeared.
Yes, sir. It has been a very busy
And I don't
past.
see you on the road.
Yes, because I'm not really home that much. I'm mostly out.
Do you know Taylor friend? Taylor, your friend?
Yeah.
You know what happened?
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm very much aware.
He just told me when was it? Was it this week? Yeah. Melissa, how you do? Melissa, I can't hear you. Mm. So you, Tariq, you work the whole day? Mm.
I work from, I leave home like from 5. Work finish at 5, but I take the bus home.
Oh,
Hmm.
wow. But the bus is not crowded.
No, it's the staff bus, but seeing that I'm the last person to join it, I'm the last person that get lets off. So it goes around the world. I have
Oh,
to sit there and wait for it to reach my house.
uh, at least you're lucky there's a stop bus.
Yeah,
Alright.
and it picks
Melissa,
me
I
up.
can't hear you, Mike. Melissa, Melissa, I can't hear anything from you. Can you hear? Your mic might not be working though. Oh, let me see. Uh, uh, Tariq,
Yes, sir.
um, we had been doing a rerun.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
bet
know.
this up.
You're hearing me now?
Yes, finally.
Okay, how are you?
Melissa, I need to say thank you so much for your response.
Yes, I tried to because I actually had it in my hand, and
Uh,
so the machines weren't working and stuff.
mm,
So I was trying to get it in the account to transfer, but yeah, I
because
was able.
because I I I don't work these days. That's why I have to depend on that. But you responded. You see, whatever you said was
Yeah.
good. So I have to pinch around this here and there in order to make it. So I appreciate that. I don't mean to bother you, but
No, no, I understand, sir.
you have to understand with me because I'm still waiting on my side from the government side. Up
Yeah,
to now, I don't hear anything. So it put a burden on my back.
yeah,
But I need to apologize to you if I sound kind of. But,
yeah. Well, they're always slow, so I don't know.
huh? I'm still low
Government sometimes.
sometimes, but everything seems to be all right. It's still low.
No, I said sometimes the government is slow.
Oh yeah, sometimes the government is slow. Yeah, yeah, it's putting pressure on the people back. So um, those are the kind of thing that happened. Again, thank you. I need you to understand that I really, really appreciate that. Right, little by little, make a mockery. Some people they did not. Some people disappeared, but that's all right. Um, People will only stand by you when when you're not in problem. You understand? Yeah. All right. we did a lot of selections, right? So we are not going into that. So what I'm going to do, we are doing color correction as I mentioned last week. We start with the basic, the simplest one as possible, and then we develop from there. So number one, to do it, the same site that I sent it to you guys, let's look for any image. Alright.
You can send last week's video to me, please.
Oh, you want me to send it? Yeah.
You can send it. Email me. You can email it to me. Thanks.
I will do that for you. Okay? Alright. Here we go. I'm going to pick up this one here. Alright. Alright, copy that, bring it into Photoshop, and then create a new document and paste. Alright, what, oh sorry, it never bring it. Not this one. Don't save that. Okay. I will copy that. Bring Photoshop. Create the new. And paste that. All right, here we are. Okay. We need to do some color correction, but before we can do anything, we need to develop the skills how we can go about using any of the color correction method to get us a good skin tone. So number one, you do an assessment. Okay. Do you need any retouch? We don't need any retouch. Or if we might want, we might want to get rid of that.
Dimples.
The dimples?
The crease in our smile, I don't know.
Yeah, we can do that.
The lines underneath her eyes right there.
Yes. So what we could do, we can patch this big spot here. We select a patch tool. Now, in the simplest way, the patch tool basically replicates the pixels that you select and place into. For instance, if I make a selection around here, right? So whatever I move from here is going to replicate that. Or if I move it this side, wherever I place it is going to replicate the pixels. But the best thing for you to see, that's the tone match. You see? As you hover them, you're going to see a lot of changes. Sometime now, if you do it wrongly, the tone might not be the same. So you have to be careful with that. So we did that. You notice something happening here. So
yes, leave a shade or
yes,
mark or whatnot.
So those are the kind of problem that you have to take into consideration. What if we want to minimize the extent in which those things become too much or too visible. What we could do is to take a little chunk, a small one, like that, and then move it, send, and then come back again, like that, move that. Okay, even though it's still there, we can correct them. We can correct them afterward. But for now, we are doing the basic one. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
We can do that. Remember what we did last week? There are so many ways how to solve a problem. So one of the options is the one which we are visiting now. We are going to learn as many as possible in order to get an accurate image as possible. All right. Now, sometime you might want to go all to the extent of lightening up. Blur, sharpen, we can go dodge. All right, we can dodge that. Let's try to use that and see what happens. But it's too much. We undo that. We change the exposure to about 30. And then, you see what's happening? Hello. We can reduce it to about 10. 10. You see what's happening? Hello, Tariq?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But again, you have to play with your stuff. You have to play with it. This is not one of the final one. All right, there we go. We can lighten it up if we want to. All right. Okay. That's one of the options of the so many that we are going to learn. I don't like how here is looking like, but that's all right. The next thing that we are going to try to understand, we need to look for adjustment. Suppose we don't find it, you go under the window, you look for adjustment. Adjustment. So we select window, adjustment. Now with the adjustment, you are going to start with the brightness and contrast. What does it mean by brightness and contrast? It means that how light or how dark we might work with. This is going to help if the image is darker or lighter. So the moment you click adjustment, brightness and contrast, all you have to do is to do the minimum sliding. You don't have to overdo it. But the adjustment is universal now. It's going to do every single thing. All right, let's go backward slide like that. Go to the contrast. Contrast. All right, we can work with that, with the contrast for now. Okay, we go back to adjustment. This time, levels. All right, let's go with the level also. You notice here, let me see if I can bring up. 1 You notice here, every time I add the actions, something come up. So we have one which came with it, and then this is the image, And then we did the brightness and contrast. So let's see if we can do another one. Add something. All right. If we can go back to adjustment, we add the levels. So we have the levels here. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
So you have to play with the level slightly,
Yes,
not
sir.
to, not to overkill it, not overkill it. I want you to remember, like for those people who were here last week, there are so many steps. If you combine these steps, it gives you proper results. So this is one of them, which we are doing. You notice where we corrected it. There's some improvement. So I'm not going to overkill the adjustment. I'll go back again. This time, let's try the curve. Are we good? We select the curve. So all the layer for the curve will come up. By the way, you can uncheck it so it bring back that layer, that action that you did. If you don't like it, you can hide it. Are we good? You can hide it and see what happened. So there we go. Let's make an adjustment within the curve. Always start in the middle and be very observant. You have the ability to select the auto. Let's start with the auto. If we can, select auto. All right. Then, in this case, our auto give me something which is sensible. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
We can settle with that. Or, if not, you can adjust them like that, by sliding the curves, sliding them, and slide them. You see what's happening? You have to take time. Take time in order to correct it. You see, it starts to look good. Fair enough?
Yes,
So we can even adjust here. Yes. Yes. Okay. There we go. It's getting oversaturated. There we go. We can work with that. Let's go back to adjustment. Exposure. I don't want to touch the exposure. For now, I don't want to touch it. I'll skip it. The vibrancy, yeah, is vibrant enough. So let's see if we can add something. Vibrancy, what does it mean by vibrant in your own word? When they say vibrant, vibrancy, what does it mean?
The brightness of the colors.
Yeah, how rich, right? How rich the color might be. Then we try to work with it like that. Okay. Okay, I can settle with that. That's a billboard standard now. In the simplest way, that is a billboard standard. If we send it to be printed for the billboard, it pop up. It pop at you instantly. All right. I need to remind you, whatever we are doing now, we are learning steps. There's so many steps in which we can do color corrections, skin tone corrections, how we can make it rich. But you need to start somewhere. To start somewhere, you need to learn the basic, and then we develop. So by learning the basic, we are playing with the adjustment layer. So by doing an adjustment layer, what we feel and see, it makes sense. So there we go. We can select color balance. This is very important. Hue and saturation, I'll go straight to color balance. Color balance. Now color balance, basically it allows you to go inside each channels of color. The cyan, which is the blue, the magenta, which is the red, and the yellow. So those are the color composition that we see in the image. So here we go. Let's start with yellow. We see too much yellow. Let's see if we can play about with it. Alright. We can reduce the yellow. Talk to me, what do you think? We are lessing more yellow. What about if we decide to play with the red? Take out more red. Yes. We don't want more red. See, it look off. We take it out like that. Fair enough? So you train your eyes also to be able to see, but you keep on working on it. We don't have much blue apart from the one at the back. Let's see if we can do something. Okay, blue, 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 yeah. Alright. I'll leave blue like that. So I can work with that. At this point, for us to understand the color corrections, I can work with that. Adjustment here. Do we have anything? Black and white, no. Photo filter, no. Color lookup. We are not getting into color lookup, but we are going to deal with it in a later days. The gradient map, we are not going to do it. Selective colors, no. Invert, no, for now. So what we have done, we did something that makes sense. Okay. And then we did say that we need to correct here. We try to remove those things around here, but let's try to remove this one here. So to do it now, we go back to spot healing brush. All right, let's use a healing brush. Why? Why I choose the healing brush? We have this streak of lines. So if we can draw it across like that, we can hide it. All right, let's try it. The first thing that you need to do, you have to establish a pixel point by pressing the Alt key or the Option key. The Alt or the Option, you click on it to starting point to select that pixels, and then you let it go, and then you come over here, you draw the line like that. All right. Okay, we selected the wrong layer. Undo that. We need to select this layer here, people. Okay. And then we repeat the same steps like that. Okay, we need to create it. Start it. There we go. There we go. Up, 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 up. See what happened? We'll repeat again. Right. Okay. Right. And then we can go on. Alright. So we can even paint up slowly, slowly, like that. So what do you think? What do you think, Melissa?
It looks clean
Look
and
clean. We are understanding. Again, we go again to healing brush, and then we pick up a spot like here. We pick that spot by holding down the Alt key on the keyboard or the Option key. And is it recording, Melissa?
yes, sir, it's recording.
Good. So we go ahead. We can do the same like what we did. We do the same like what we did. Alright. There we go. We can leave that. But remember, you can always burn it or dodge it or sponge it, so you can practice. You can burn it here. Alright, we can burn that one like there and do the same here. Oh, sorry, that's too much. Like that. Yep. It becomes fun. If you know how to do a lot of makeup, it becomes fun. Alright, here we go. Since I'm on the dodge tool, I can make this one darker. Alright. And then we can also come with the lips. And the lips. You see what's happening, Terry?
Yes, sir.
Alright. There we go. And we come right here. And then on the eyes. Good. You see, it starts to look very real. Very real. Alright. The next thing, you must zoom in. What do you see? What do you see? Something here. Alright. How do you correct it? We can use the patch tool. Let's try the patch tool if we can. The healing brush or the patch tool. Let's try the patch tool. I can select here like that, like that, and then let it go. All right, it's gone. So you notice here it's going to be slightly difficult. So we need to change the tools to cloning tool. So you come right here, the clone stump. We select the clone stump. We pick up a spot. We make sure that the opacity is low, about 20, and then we start to. Melissa, you see it?
Yes, sir, I see. Removing like the hair strand.
Yes. So, which means that whatever you do, you have to assess your image, or you're going to work with it.
Yes, sir, it's like removing our hairline now.
Yeah, this hairline. Because we are doing in a low opacity, so we have to make so many passes. in order for it to disappear like that. We have to do that so many times. Sometimes you have to have patience in order to get the thing done so that it look real. We can keep on doing it like that. Alright, there we go. We could come here, pick up a point again, and then okay. And then we have a line. Why don't we try spot healing to get rid of that? Healing brush. Let's pick it up from here. And then we come right here. See how it's going?
Mm-hmm.
And it's done. Take a look. Alright, we need to work our clean up so this one doesn't look too obvious. We can work on it, but at least we have an idea. Basic color correction. So what we have done within the basic color corrections, we managed to utilize the adjustment levels, right? Further along the line, we can change the adjustment into something else. Suppose we are to convert that into a black and white. Let's say we are asked to convert this image into black and white. Alright. The reason why I brought up this topic is very important to understand it. Alright, here we go. We can duplicate the layer, press Ctrl J or Command J. Alright, we hide one copy, we work with that. Then we can go ahead, we can go ahead, we select hue and saturation. I want you to see what is going to happen when we select hue and saturation. Okay, so we have hue and saturation selected. The lightness we are going to bring it hue and saturation. Saturation. Okay. Something up. Give me a second. Alright. Hue and saturation. Alright, let me delete that for now. Something I'm not I'm not doing correct. So here hue and saturation. Hue and saturation. Saturation. Okay. Yeah. The same thing. My mind was getting confused because if I turn to saturation, I still have the same column up. I can hide it and still get my image. Fair enough?
Yes.
So the saturation is going to remove the color, but you still have everything as it is. So from this point, you still have the details. You go to adjustment, right? And then the adjustment, you follow the same procedure like what we did. And then you start to work your way out. Work your way out like that. Okay. Because we need to get a solid block as possible. And then the contrast like there. Good. We can leave the brightness and contrast. We go to adjustment again. We go to levels. Alright. Alright, sometime if you use the color picker, you can select the middle one and click on it. See what happens. You pick up the mid-tone and then you adjust it. Okay. And then bring that. What I did with the middle color picker is to pick the mid-tone from here, so that will be my reference working with it. I repeat, you can always use the mid-tone to pick anywhere, you identify anywhere, so the mid-tone changes, pick it up. And then you can play about with that. You look okay, go back, curve. We can go ahead straight to auto. Alright, we can play about with that. Right there. Good. We go back to adjustment again. Exposure, yes, we can select this time. Remember the last time we never selected exposure. Alright. I remember. Alright, let's see if we can. Plus minus. Plus minus, that's too much. Plus 20, let's see that. That's too much. Plus 1. No. Alright, we have less than a minute. Can we log in back again, please?
Okay, sir.
Alright, let's log in. Okay. you can hear me loud and clear. I hope so. So these are the steps that you will always explore. It's a must. It's a must that you correct your images. This time, exposure is very sensitive. It's very sensitive. So let's see if we can try to do a color pickup. Yeah, we can get that. I like that. Oh, I don't like that. I like this one here. I like this one here. Okay. We go back to adjustment again. Let's try color balance. Color balance. We cannot do any color balance because we are in a black and white. Oh, we can get that. We can do that. Alright, we can do that. Alright. I'm going to uncheck the color balance. Go to adjustment. Should we try photo filters? Alright. In most cases, we don't use this one unless you know what you're doing. But you can try it so long as you get it correct. Like that. I don't like it, so I'm going to uncheck that. We work with whatever we have. Alright. What about if we decided to go to threshold? Take a look here, people. Sometime like what we did when designing logo, we can convert this one to black and white like that to break it down. See that one? There we go. If you want it like that, basically, you see if you can maintain the details. Alright, like that. Alright, I can work with that for now. I can do 2 layers. Alright, let's see if I can do 2 layers, but that's alright. Alright, like that, we still maintain it. I'm going to hide it for now. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
I'll go again. You can always explore it. Graded map, we are not doing the graded map. Invert. Invert, let's see if we can see. Yeah, I don't like it much. So we can hide that. So what we have learned so far in this exercise is that there are so many steps in which you can color correct. We started from the basic without any complex. We made use of our grading map. We used adjustment layers. We used all those settings which were there, and then we tried to do some retouching and patching. Remember what we learned last week is basically how to isolate the background, which we did. So you can do that. But in this case now, we are correcting the color detail. I could have started by like that. I could hide all of those things. All right. And then now I could go ahead, select the subject, which we did last week. Select the subject, like that. Okay, I could then go to select, unmask. Fair enough,
Mm-hmm.
which we did. All right, I could go ahead, um, select the output options, layer mask, and press enter. Okay, which means I decided to hide um, my background. Fair enough. I can go ahead at the same time bring up all my corrections if I want to. You see what has happened? I've done all of these things within the fly. I could bring that if I want to. If I want to. See? You see what we have done? So the question is, how can we achieve certain actions, and how can we solve problems? This one is the invert. We don't need the invert. This is the threshold. We can get rid of that if we don't want it. We can get rid of that if we don't want it. And we can even get rid of color balance. Yeah. People sorry about that. My neighbor is raining, so my neighbor has to come in. I forgot to turn off my camera. Sorry about that. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, yes,
I had to jump over. It's raining, then my neighbor took up the chair and all of that.
it's raining beside us also.
Okay. So we can get rid of that. All right. What we did, basically, how best we can solve the problem, and we can always achieve certain things. Let's try to get a background if we can. We can try to. Beach. Okay. Good. All right, here we go. I never want people to come into my gate. Meanwhile, I'm doing something. It just took me by surprise. You understand? All right. All right, here we go. But you people do know that it's so hot these days. The only time it rains is today. Copy that.
Yeah, it was hard to hold.
90% of my time I sit under the tree. Yeah.
Sometimes both sides. So.
Yep. So here we go. All right. I decided to paste this thing here and then send it to the back. You see? Bring up, make it bigger. Okay. So you see how easily we have worked it out. We can do so many things with these steps. We are able to correct, which we are able to skin tone corrections. We can even change this t-shirt. Let's try to change the t-shirt. Let's push our lock again, okay? All right, let's push our lock a little bit. We can do color replacement. Color replacement. All right, where's the color replacement? Where's my color replacement? All right, color replacement. Color history. I don't see it here. Okay, let me come and look for it. Right there. Alright, where's this color replacement, man? Alright, background, eraser, no. History, brush, no. No. Color replacement is supposed to be here. Alright. Color replacement. Okay? Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try to see if we can do the color replacement which we did before. We make our brush bigger. Alright. Make our brush bigger. And then we click here. We click this one. And then now, what we are going to do is to pick up that color, right, on the clothes, and then come back here, change this one to that blue, and click OK. And then we start to paint it up. You see what's happening? Alright, you take your time and we replace the color. Okay. But the problem now here, when you get to the ear, you have to change the brush size and change everything. So tell me something. By now you should be able to do something sensible. Alright, there we go. There we go. We take our time. We take our time. Alright. If we did made the selections, we could have done that, but we have to do free-handedly, like that. Like that. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. It could have been better here. All right, but at least we have an idea what and what. So, what have you learned today? It's a simple thing.
Color correction.
Color corrections, tonal corrections. Now we are getting into the skin tone because we could not use another layer because we don't have any bumpy face on her. So these are the reason why we use that. Okay, this one here. Okay, this one here. Good. This is the corrected one here. Oh, got turn on this one here. Good. This is the corrected layer. Okay, there we go. We are happy. The rest is up to you how you can practice. Okay? We have learned the tools. We decided to change the yellow t-shirts to match the background so that everything becomes harmonious together. Now, we learned the basic techniques by using adjustment layers in order to get our adjustment done. So in any image that you are going to use, you must use an adjustment. The adjustment could be the hue and saturations. The adjustment could be the brightness and contrast. The adjustment could be the color corrections or corrective colors. So these are the kind of thing that you need to remember it. You need to practice it because the moment you have the pictures, you have to do all of those adjustments. How can you do it? So without destroying everything, you can always use your hue and saturations to maintain the image. You can drop it to the grayscale if you want to. You can do it to anything that you want to. So these are one out of so many steps of doing the color corrections that we are going to learn. So I want you to observe this, appreciate the steps, practice these steps, we develop on it, we add our techniques on it, and how to improve our skills, how to do every single thing correctly. Now you can correct or retouch certain images without any doubts. You can specialize in color correction alone. So where are the benefits? There's a lot of people doing wedding. Within those wedding, they need the color corrections. So you could be able to do that. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pack you guys with a lot of information, then it becomes confusing. So all I want you to do, to understand an adjustment. Where will you find an adjustment? Under the layer, under the window, you are going to find your adjustment, which is this one here. The moment you click on adjustment, it's going to bring up this window here. All you have to do, you check on the first one. Do I need a brightness? How do you determine? Does it look dull? Does it look whatever? If the answer yes, you click on it. So all the adjustment layer will come up here. You do the adjustment. And then you keep on going levels, like that, like that. But exposure, unless you are an expert in it, you can do that. but in most cases, try to jump it out, leave it. Hue and saturation, which is the same one which we started with. Find the color balance is very important, and all of that. So if you remember these first steps, you are on your own ways. Remember that. Because you can select good. We learn about selection by using selection mask, by going to the subject and then select as a mask, which means that we still maintain it. We also learned how to remove the color, the background eraser, right? Background eraser, we use that. So we can also do it. By now you are equipped with that. And then to top it up again, we did color replacement. Color replacement is different from background eraser. Color replacement simply replace the color of that subject. All right. So those are the kind of things that we have here, which we learned. So back to you. Is there any question? Hello?
No, sir. I understand.
We are going to learn a lot of this color corrections and correctiveness and all of that. You understand? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Melissa, are we good?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So I want you, whatever you do, you can practice that. I'm so confident at this point I'm talking to you guys. You can separate an image without any problem. You can select them without a problem. So which is good. And then now we are going into color corrections and all of that. And then probably we can go into the digital art itself as we go by to build our arsenal in terms of learning, in terms of using techniques and getting certain techniques done, like the smoke effect, futuristics, and all of that. So, if there's no another question, we stop here today. We continue again next week. Next week we are going slightly deeper than what we did. All right.
Remember to send the last some.
I'll send it to you tomorrow. Can you, if I don't send it on time, could you please send me an email, please?
Okay, will do.
All right, so that I can put it and send it to you. All right.
All right.
Okay then. And once again, thank you. Thank you again so much. We'll meet again next week, okay? If there's anything that you run.
Oh, sir, I wanted to show you my thing, you know.
You want to do it now?
Another project. No.
Another day?
Yeah, maybe one day. You're on tomorrow, right?
Yes.
I'll show it to you tomorrow.
Remember, the moment you call me, I'll give you attention.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
So long as you have time. I have time most of the time. Okay? So we take care. I'll see you guys.
Bye.
And thank you. You in particular. Big time. All right.
Bye.
Thank you for understanding me, you know.
Yes.
Tariq, bye-bye. See you.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
All right, gotcha.